I saw Fableborne all over my timeline. There was nowhere it could go without Fableborne being on it. Fableborne is one of the most hyped play to airdrop campaigns, at least on X. I feel like nobody's really talking about it on YouTube, but I went ahead, I played it. I've actually gone ahead and completed it, levels 1 through 70. On top of that, played the Dungeon Derby raid event that's happening right now. I'm going to be explaining to you how to best take advantage of this play to airdrop, as well as how to go ahead and actually beat this thing, because this is one of the more difficult play to airdrop events in the space. If you enjoy this kind of content, if you enjoy breakdowns on not only crypto games but play to airdrop events, you feel free to go ahead, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So first things first, if you're looking at my screen right now, you're gonna see that there's a hero in the center. His name is Rift, and Rift is the #1 hero you're gonna be using for this entire run. There is no such thing as Glint. The Glint is the melee character that you use in the beginning of the tutorial. He's pretty trash and he lacks a lot of momentum. And so the second you get Rift, you're going to want to go ahead and shift over to Rift. The key component to leveling up in this game is doing the daily bonuses and doing the quests. Don't forget that they exist. Yes, we don't want to level up Glint really, but we get a ton of free resources off the quest. So you're pretty much all but forced to level him up. But of course, prioritize Rift. We need to have him level 9 by the time we get to the final run to be able to actually go ahead and beat this. And so when you're getting into it, we're playing with Rift. There are a couple key component strategies to use to be able to best use this character. So for one, your basic attacks actually do around a 2-second cooldown reduction for any of your abilities. What this means is that if you do your meteor strike and then afterwards do an auto attack, that's going to take 2 seconds off that meteor strike's time. So you're going to want to go ahead, spam your skills, and then afterward do your auto attacks to be able to maximize cooldown reduction for your abilities. Your #1 ability is going to be your meteor strike. It's pretty much this thing where you go ahead, you tap, hold, put on target, meteor strike goes down, it stuns. It's really important for, especially you're one of the weaker characters against shielders. Shielders are the monsters that go ahead and put this big shield. You do have a third ability, which it does a gust of wind. That actually is very vital to combating shielders. Other monsters you might go ahead and struggle against is the knight. The knight doesn't care about any of your abilities. You're gonna have to go ahead and time your teleports at the same exact time he's going to attack you. So you teleport, he attacks, he misses, you do meteor strike, and you just pretty much try to rush kill him. He doesn't have a crazy amount of health, so you shouldn't really be struggling too much. In terms of the campaign, you're going to be pretty much steamrolling the entire campaign until around level 50 to 55, where you're going to begin to battle the queen with some pretty crazy enemies. And 50, I think what you're going against is a bunch of knights. That one's not that hard. The one that I struggled the most on was the shielder and the fire mage, only because the shielder is like impossible to kill. The way that I got around it is that I would pretty much go in circles until the monsters got right in between the queen, and so I'd be able to meteor strike and hit both of them at the same time. And then anytime the shielder did its ability, I would just push it. As long as you kill the fire mages, the actual shielders aren't that big of a deal. You just have to be really careful about where you're teleporting whenever the queen does her AoE ability, which is her area of effect ability. So of course, you take these tips, you beat the campaign, you are well on your way of getting some play to airdrop points. There is also a second event, which is the Dungeon Derby. By the time you watch this video, it might be over. There's about 2 days left at the time of this recording. Dungeon Derby is very simple. You're just trying to get as far as possible. The people that get the best time, they win. I don't think I'm really going to get much because I went ahead and did one try, but you have reset progress if you want to go ahead and do that. It's pretty simple. You just try to do it as fast as possible. That's pretty much it. And so now that I've given you how to actually play the game, how to beat the game, etc., let's get into the play to airdrop details. So the tournament's actually going to be around from July 1st to July 17th. So you still have a couple days left to go ahead and take advantage of this play to airdrop event while it's still very, very early on. They have gone ahead and teased that there is going to be likely a token. They have the most powerful players will take home Redacted, which Redacted usually means there's a token. That's the TLDR of it all. They have their play to airdrop event. This game is pretty much Diablo meets Clash of Clans. They have a base building component for this game that you can play. It's on the App Store. This is a 100% mobile game. They also have Diablo aspects, which is ARPG aspect, where you're going to be able to, which is most of this play to airdrop, go ahead and have your abilities and try to destroy, collect orbs, etc., etc. I think it's a concept that has been done before. Of course, there's games like Lords Mobile, which are 4X grand strategy game where you have these little dungeons that you need to clear with campaign levels, but you have that primary component. I see this game very similar. I also have played games like Castle Clash, where you have a dungeon and you have all these bases that you need to beat with certain levels. However, this is definitely a unique take in terms of what they're doing. The Supercell graphics, it's definitely been done many times before. However, I think for the crypto gaming space, they have something unique. And for how much they've actually gone ahead and raised, which right now they did $5.5 million worth of new funding back in June of 2023. It seems like they're kind of geared up to actually be able to make this a reality. And that's the thing. You don't want to farm every crypto gaming airdrop event if you're just there to farm airdrops, because a lot of these tokens just aren't going to do well. But I think this is one that even if the token doesn't do well, it's still worth playing because it's a fun game, it's a fun experience, and you might get something out of it. They also have a social quest component, which I found really easy, to be honest. It's just really simple stuff. You like a post, repost a post, follow. This is like the brain dead stuff, but you get like bronze essences, which aren't really worth anything. So I don't know if I really care. They haven't published the white paper just yet, and so we don't have details on that. But we did get some word from their founder. This is the founder of Pixion Games, which, of course, they're building Fableborne. They talked about the current landscape in the crypto gaming markets. Many gaming tokens haven't performed so far, and he's saying, check the graphic. Gaming is a hit-driven business, and gaming tokens are the same. They have gone ahead and tried multiple prototypes, and then they landed on Fableborne after around 5 tries. They've raised over $7 million, and they're ready to go ahead and launch. And this reminds me a lot of the Beacons airdrop. We covered this pretty recently, where the Beacon only took equity and they didn't take anything in tokens. So their tokens are going to be mostly just given to the community. Their business, of course, is kind of broken up in equity. People bought shares at like a 20, 25, 30 million valuation, probably with the map that we have available with us. And so this is kind of what we want to see for the people that are arguing that some of these aren't worth doing right now because of where the market is. You know, Bitcoin's at 57,000, altcoins are bleeding. I think you couldn't be more wrong. This is kind of the time where there are less people farming, but there is a lot more opportunity in the markets. The people that did the best in the airdrop meta were the people that were farming when other people were not interested in farming. And that's why I think that Fableborne, it's an awesome opportunity to play an awesome crypto game and maybe even get some Fableborne tokens. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you to go ahead and farm. There's no referral code. Just go ahead, smash it, stay classy, and that's all.